What about for sale boards? What's your opinion on for sale boards?
My opinion professionally is that, from having done this for a few years now, is that it works every time. And I think that there's a couple of ways to look at it. I think, one, you're drawing attention to your property. If you're, a really good example of one that worked recently is in Hockley. It's on the main road. Neighbour, literally 10 doors down, wasn't looking on the market and knew her brother wanted to move to the area. She saw the property come up, straight on the phone to me before it even went on the market. She was already a buyer through the door. She wasn't looking on Rightmove, she was quite clear on that, but that just sparked her interest, wanted to get family close by. It's a lead in the door, but also where we've started putting mobile numbers on the board as well. I mean, I don't know if you've had the same experience, but I've had people call me, message me, say, I've just walked past your board, how much is the property, really interested in the location, and it's just sparking interest of people that aren't necessarily looking every day, and it just grabs their attention.
So the fact that saying, oh, I don't want a board because I don't want the neighbours to know, you've got to get over that pretty quickly. I've definitely had people, what you mentioned there about people messaging and calling, I've had that. So Peregrine Gardens was a good example of that. It was right on a main route, lots of kind of commuters walk to get to the station, and I was getting text messages from people that were going to the station kind of saying, oh, I've seen that in Peregrine, how much is it up for? So I think boards do work, but I think the way of using boards has progressed, and I think if the board is used correctly, it can work really well. You don't necessarily have to be on a busy road for a board to work. It's not going to appeal to buyers that are looking on Rightmove because they're going to see the property on Rightmove, but what it will appeal to is those that are not looking on Rightmove, those that live nearby, those that perhaps a visit nearby, like dropping kids off to grandparents or relatives, or picking kids up, or it's attracting people that are not looking on Rightmove, where's the main part of marketing. So I think it's nuts not to use them. It's not going to cost you anything as a seller to get a board.
I guess our job as agents is to shout about a property as much as possible. We want everyone to know, because we want your neighbours to find out, because they may have a cousin, they may have a niece, a nephew, an aunt, an uncle, whatever, that is looking for a property nearby, or they then know someone, and that conversation starts. We want people to talk about your home. It's the only way you're going to get the best price and know that you've covered all options. If you go, you know, as a thing, if you sit down with, you know, me as an agent and say, look, everyone wants the best price for the home. I haven't met anyone that said no, and they want you to go out. You know, then when they instruct you, they want you to go out and get it. They trust you to go out and get it, but all of a sudden they go, right, just before, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I was liking to someone earlier, it's like, you know, being a carpenter without a saw, you need to have all of those, you know, arm tied behind your back, you need to have all the tools in your arsenal to use that to gain as much interest. If you get one person through the door for a board, it's one person that could offer, or push someone with a good offer upwards.
And it's even worse when the seller says, oh, I won't have a for sale board, but I'll tell you what, you can have a sold board. So that's pointless, because that is just advertisement for us. Like, that's great. That's great. You can have a sold board with my name on, and you can let the world know for the next 3-6 months that I've sold the property. But that's not what the for sale board is for. The for sale board is to get interest, to get you the buyer in the first place. So if anything, I'd rather you have a for sale board and not a sold board. Like, get the bloody for sale board up and not have a sold board. It just seems weird to say, oh, I don't want a for sale board because I don't want neighbours to know. However, once you've sold it, yeah, you can have one up there, because you can just tell it's just an excuse that really has no foundations and no merit behind it. And it boils down, I think, slightly miseducation as to the benefits of a board and why a board is needed. But it's accountability, and it's also consistency. The same person is dealing with the inquiries from start to finish. So having that mobile number there means you're going through to the same person. Same person has been dealing with that client from start to finish. They know the circumstance of the client. They know the situation with the property. They know the background. They know what's going on. They know the interest. They know the offers. So going through to that one person, you've got that. Where if you just go through to the office, you're going to get any Tom, Dick and Harry's at the desk, and they may or may not be able to help you. The most common one is, oh, let me speak to Joe or Bob, and I'll get him to call you back, and you've got to wait for a call back, and that just ruins the experience. So I think
John don't work Wednesdays, he works Saturday, and you're like, oh,
yeah, he's not in today, he'll be in tomorrow. Just overall, I think the board is going to cost you nothing as a seller. Just put it on now. Just get the board up, let people see the board. If it doesn't work and you don't sell, I doubt it's down to the board, but take it down. If you do sell, is it because of the board? Well, it could be, but is it worth the risk of not having it, just to kind of, I don't know, like, you could not have the board and never find out, or you could have the board and just get sold.
That's the case.
Like, the source of it doesn't matter.
That's the case in most of it, and that's why some of the terrible agents, especially locally, are still in business. Is because in a market where you can sell, in any market, you can sell a house if you get the price at low enough, even if your marketing's the worst, You could sell a house without any pictures if you sold it low enough. If I said a 3-bed semi and ready for 100 grand, I wouldn't need a picture.
Yeah.
You'd sell it. They never get to find out. You never get a good comparison of it. But why would you not try everything and go out full whole hog, get it done? And I guess one of the things is, have you ever, as a neighbour, been offended that your neighbour sold their house without telling you first? Like, people, even the people get on with neighbours, you go, well, we wish them all the best of luck onwards and upwards. Even if you're getting on, you're not going to go around not going to be friends with them. And even if they weren't going to be friends, you're moving away anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.